There's one of the Red Bulls. I think that's Sergio Perez in the wall. I don't suspect he's going to get that back out of there. I would say that's game over for one Red Bull today. And you can see how wet it is. Very hard to see. Oh, he's gone across the paint. And I think it's just bounced across the curbs. And then it goes, but that's too hard. That'll be the front corner gone.
But at that stage, as a driver, are you a passenger? I mean, how difficult is it?
Yeah, here he's on board. So what's he done here? I mean, Sergio wants to feel the grip because he obviously wants to make an impact, but he's just ran that. He's kind of found himself on the inside curve of turn 6. He's kind of rumbled, he's lost the grip, and on he goes.
I don't know if you know this about me, but it's my 200th Grand Prix.
I had heard that, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a deal, this neck of the woods.
He's chilled, isn't he?
If you can give me a couple of sausages. Some sausages for me, for the barbecue.
Yeah, yeah, but the question that has to come back from the pit wall there, Martin, is do you want red sauce, brown sauce, or no sauce at all?
On one side, I'm glad I went to the toilet. But the one I went to, someone had dropped a crazy bomb in there. It was the worst thing ever.
The pros and cons, Lewis.
It's gonna haunt me for life.
There's Charles Leclerc. Yeah, not the afternoon he really had in store. Now, was it, Charles?
Looks like he hasn't got any friends, but he's got lots of friends.
Yeah, George, what can you do, eh? What can you do? Oh dear, steady on, sir. Danny Ricciardo has got some tunes on. Sebastian Vettel calling for a red flag yesterday before the crash in qualifying that involved Lando Norris. He was first on the scene as well to make sure that Lando Norris was all right. That was a hardened competitor showing huge care for his fellow driver out on the track. It's all too much for little Lando Norris. 21 years old. He just needs a bit of sleep.
Can I tell my pit wall that we can all stand down for 10 minutes?
You can absolutely all stand down for 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.
Well, that's interesting. They're playing petanque. Oh, that's not a bad shot there as well. I like that. That's certainly the closest to the jack so far. I think it's called a jack in petanque. Guess what? We have just been told the race will resume in 10 minutes' time. Sergio Perez allowed to start this race from the pit lane after crashing on his way to the grid. The delays have enabled Red Bull to fix his car. He's been able to take part in the race or leave his garage in a few moments. The pit exit is open and we have cars on the track.
The race is unquestionably underway.
Green lights and away we go, I think is how it goes. So the key on the timing screens now is that one lap has now officially been completed as the drivers make their way over the line. You've got to reach 75% race distance to get full points, but when you've done more than 2 laps, then you get half points. A classification can be given. As we red flag the race with a race win if we can't get going again. And with 2 full laps completed, race control has now decided it is time to go back to the pit lane again because conditions haven't improved. They'll be monitoring the radio, they'll be looking at the pictures themselves, they'll be getting instant feedback from Bernd Mailander and Michael Massey and his team. Ladies and gentlemen, the race will not resume. The decision has been made, but it just wasn't possible to get the race going again. And Verstappen returns from the summer break then and starts to make a dent into that gap at the top of the championship that Lewis Hamilton had held since the Hungarian Grand Prix. 2 laps behind the safety car was enough for a classification. Max Verstappen wins then for Red Bull and Honda in what is their 50th race in their partnership. George Russell takes 2nd place for Williams, ahead of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes. Daniel Ricciardo, best result of the season for him, in 4th. Sebastian Vettel, 5th place for him, ahead of Gasly and Ocon, Leclerc, Latifi and Carlos Sainz. Maybe George Russell will stand on the podium many, many times in the future in Formula One, but he does get his first podium in this sport in his 50th Grand Prix this afternoon. Well, the fizzy stuff gets sprayed. The racing didn't really happen. It's been a long, long afternoon here at Spa. Thank you so much for your company throughout it all.